Alrighty, welcome into Chalk Talk Social. It is Tuesday, May 5th. May the 4th be with you for all who celebrate, by the way, on Monday. I'm a Star Wars geek, so hope all my Star Wars fellow geeks got to enjoy the holiday. But in the sporting worlds, Aaron Rodgers is back in the news for no reason besides we're talking about maybe he goes to the Cardinals as he remains unsigned, and the Steelers stuff is in a weird spot. So classic late career Aaron Rodgers in the news for everything except playing football and actual football things. But Iman, what is going on? How we feeling today?
You already know what it is. I'm back. I'm older. One more day, and it is my birthday. So I am a Taurus. Yeah, I'm a May 6th baby. So it's gonna be celebration on the 6th. You know how it is. Cinco de Mayo with everybody. Let's get fucked up. Let's get drunk. Couple shots of tequila. Little hookah, So
hey, well, happy birthday in advance.
Yeah, man, listen, I'm blessed, man. God is good, man. To see 44, I'm so grateful, merciful, and I look good doing that. People can say what they want to say, but at 44, if I would have envisioned 44 looking like this, I would have just rushed to get here.
You got less wrinkles than me, young man. So good for you. And we got about 13 year age difference. You got less wrinkles than me, so that speaks. You do good to your skin. Apparently, you got the right routine.
Yeah, I try. As I drink a soda right now, but
hey, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, every now and then. I'm usually drinking water, but tonight I just got my soda. I don't know why.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Well, tonight we got the top 10 and 10 abbreviated version, pretty NBA heavy, and then we're gonna get into our little NFL exercise, something we like to do every episode, an NFL exercise of sorts. We're gonna do 5 bold predictions for the upcoming NFL season. Get into each one of those, see what kind of hot takes we can cook up on this one. But to kick off the episode, like I said, we got the top 10. Number 1, the Philadelphia 76ers exercise a bit of playoff demons, 44 years worth of playoff demons, that is, against the Boston Celtics in a Game 7 win. What a comeback this one was. In this final Game 7, Embiid and Maxey became only the third duo in NBA history to each post 30 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists in a Game 7. Last to do it was Shaq and Kobe. They hand Boston its first ever series loss when they held a 3-1 playoff lead. They were previously 32-0 in those instances, which is crazy. Philadelphia beat the Celtics in a playoff series for the first time since 1982. Like I said, clearing that drought. And the Celtics kind of shot themselves in the foot. They went 0 for 9 in the final 5 minutes. They shot 13 of 49 from threes. That's a lot of trays to be jacking up and even more to be missing. Just a brutal end for the Celtics and their fans. We'll see how this offseason shakes out for them after 76ers kind of stun them here. What's next?
2, what up, though, to all my Detroit people. Pistons get their first round playoff series win since 2008, surviving in Game 7, where Tobias Harris and Cade Cunningham just refused to go out like chumps and combining for 62 points in Game 7. But if it wasn't for a Game 6 collapse by Orlando, missing the last 23 consecutive field goals in the second half of Game 6, it wouldn't even have been there. You got to think Detroit is one of the few teams that came back from a 3-1, let's say, becomes the 15th team in the history of the NBA to come back from 3-1 deficit. And Detroit outscored them 55-19 in the second half of Game 6 and 31-8 in the fourth quarter alone to complete the 24 comeback and to even force the Game 7. But like I said, hometown Detroit, Cade Cunningham, Tobias Harris was putting the phone up to his ear, hitting threes, hitting everything. It was a good win. Even Jalen Duran finally made a double-double, first one in the series. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do in this next round. I don't know. I think now Detroit got a little confidence. I think they're going to be able to beat Cleveland, but we'll see because Cleveland's tough too, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, shout out to the D and my 7th Mile guys. Y'all know who I
am. Next up, we got Iman's guy, LeBron James at 41. He, at age 41, leads the Lakers past his Rockets, Iman's Rockets. They now go on to face the OKC Thunder. Hey, look, say what you will about LeBron James, but he scored 28. He had 8 assists, 7 boards, just to kind of carry this whole Lakers team without Luka. They kind of smoked the Rockets out of the building in Houston in Game 6, 98-78. They used a 27-3 first half run to kind of fuel that blowout. It was LeBron, his closeout record in the playoffs now improves to 42-15 in his career. And until this series, his teams had never been pushed to a 6 games after going up 3-0. So again, LeBron in this series, we might be able to say this was the best individual playoff series by a 40-year-old in NBA history, perhaps. I mean, 26, 9, and 8 over the series. I don't know how many 40-year-olds are averaging a triple-double. I mean, I know what Iman's going to say. It's because you got no one else out there to do it with Luka on the bench. And just say it. Just say it. I'll let you say it right now.
No, no. Salute LeBron, but I mean, yeah, salute LeBron, but it's over. Just wait. Okay.
It's over now. It's over.
They about to smack the shit out of that 41. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, the Cleveland Cavaliers advanced behind Mr. Jackson 5 Jared Allen and 19 rebounds in Game 7. Hey, Allen's 19 rebound in Game 7 tying his career playoff high, powered Cleveland to a 114-102 win versus the Raptors. The Cavaliers outscored Toronto 23-7 in the second half points, and I must admit, I was on Facebook saying that Harden was going to go missing, and listen, he's pretty much did what he was supposed to do this whole series, averaging 18 plus in every game, having a bunch of assists. He wasn't super active, but he was like 12 for 13 from the free throw line. And with Mitchell, it's a difficult matchup, but we'll see in the second round if they're going to be able to get past this nitty-gritty Detroit team. Now, I do think they have the advantage when it comes to bigs with Mobley, and if Jared Allen plays like this, I'm telling you right now, Detroit is going to be in a world of trouble. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm taking Detroit in 7 games in the next series because I know, and I had I wish I had my shoe. I had my limited edition James Harden's on today. He had like some colorful shoes he dropped. But anyway, I had the limited editions on. But yeah, I think they're going home in 7. So I take Detroit in the second round.
There we go. All right, over to baseball real quick. The San Francisco Giants season is kind of in turmoil already, so they went ahead and called up 2 of their top prospects at the same time, Bryce Elgis and Jesus Rodriguez, to kind of hopefully salvage his poor start. So with Eldridge, that is the team's number 1 prospect and number 20 overall by MLB Pipeline, while Jesus Rodriguez is the team's number 18 prospect. Eldridge had a ton of buzz coming out of spring training. He's arguably their most anticipated prospect coming out since Buster Posey, with just raw lefty power. Nothing we love more than some raw lefty power. Meanwhile, Rodriguez is called up along Eldridge. This kind of just suggests that the Giants are beginning a full generational type rebuild, letting these young players come up, develop in the big leagues rather than waiting in the minors. So, hey, worst case, it already appears like it may be a season loss. Let the youth get some pro reps now. At best, they play a big role in a turnaround with a team that really needs some juice, and they're lacking just about everything after they've made some moves over the last couple of years that are just not resulting in wins. Why not? You got guys. Let's see what they can give you right now, and maybe they help salvage your season. What's next?
All right, 2-time Cy Young Tarik Skubal slated to miss 2 to 3 months after left elbow surgery. He knew right away after the pitch it was bad news, shaking his arm, calling out the trainer, removing the loose bodies in the left elbows. But he should return before the season ends, but this is a tough blow. Impending his free agent and 2 times reigning AL Cy Young winner. And let's be clear, elbow surgeries for pitchers is never the greatest thing in the world. So we just want to hope him to have a speedy recovery and he can come back just as good as he left, hopefully.
Yep. And then, hey, another team that's just always on the DL, the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that never gets talked about. But right now, they are the hottest team in baseball. As of Monday the 4th, they have won 10 of their last 11. Look, I mean, if you don't know this team, they got a deep team. They're well coached. They're relying on efficiency with their pitching staff. They've been really opportunistic with their offense. And again, they've just been kind of absorbed injuries without collapsing so far. So this big run included a 3-game sweep of the Twins. They got wins over the Guardians, and they got a 3-0 shutout over the Giants we just talked about. Shane McClanahan, their pitcher, has been just an absolute gem for them right now. Over his last 2 starts, he blanked the Twins and the Giants over 11 scoreless innings. He had 14 whiffs against the San Francisco Giants on 73 pitches. And right now his ERA is sitting at a cool 3.10 and a 1.17 whip across his last 29 innings. At the plate, you got Yandy Diaz doing his thing. He's kind of been, again, just this team doesn't get talked about in their playoffs. Don't get talked about. He's been hot for him. He's hitting 373 with 12 ribbies, 9 runs scored in his last 13 games. Meanwhile, Junior Caminero remains the youngster that does not get talked about even remotely enough at the national level. Shoot, he might not get talked about outside of Tampa Bay for all we know, but he had his 9th home run of the season. This guy's 22 years old. He's already been hyper productive in the MLB before this season. And again, he's just tearing it up and no one's talking about dude. So shout out Junior Caminero, just being a baller. He's going to be on a big market team real soon. He looks like, hey, next future Dodger looks like. What's next?
All right, last but not least, y'all know my track world. The World Relays is going on in Botswana. And the last few days, goodness grief, Botswana's 4x4 man, led by superstar Tobago's been calling out the USA 4x400 relay because they knew they were going to break something off. Man, they barely missed the world record, which is 2 minutes 54.29, and Botswana won the World Relays 4x4 in 2 minutes 54.47. Man, and listen, this is exciting because see what Austin is when you run at the World Relays, it gives you an automatic bid to the World Championship. Like you don't need a standard, you don't need anything. And you know the USA's, we've literally won maybe the past 15 Olympics in the 4x4. Like we're the 4x4 kings, but somehow this African team has just assembled the Avengers and they ran 254.47 and they've been calling us out. So next year, 2027 in Beijing is the World Championships. We are going to be talking about this for a whole year to see if we can defend our title or finally get beat by another team. And I'm excited because, I mean, 254.47, and I want to say nobody on their team is older than 23.
Wow. So what do you think's gonna happen then?
Oh shit, they're gonna break the world record. But I do say America, we're just so deep in track and field that we'll have 4 new guys who's just as young and just as fast. So I don't know, it's gonna be tight. And if and that's the thing, they got 4. We got maybe 9. So if one of our people get hurt in between now and next year, we have somebody else to step in. They don't. So they're going to have to stay healthy for a year. But, I mean, somebody's going to break the world record. They may push us to break it, but, yeah, they're going to be tough to beat.
Well, speaking of when you said tight, things that aren't tight is that Knicks-Sixers first game of the series was an ass kicking. The Knicks, before quarter 3 even ended, the Knicks already had 100 points. They end up scoring over 100 points in the first 3 quarters. Meanwhile, they went up by 93. They went up essentially 30 points on the Sixers after 3 quarters. I mean, we talked about the Knicks, and again, I feel like this is that juju that this podcast is known to give. We start talking about the Knicks. Can they do it? We start doubting them just a little bit. And then ever since that, every time, I swear it is a theme, we cast a shadow of a doubt. We might not rule anyone out. We might just cast a shadow of a doubt, and it's a whole turnaround.
And they start playing like they life dependent. I'm telling you, they hear us, Austin. I don't care how many views we get. The right people in these organizations hear it. I mean, because they smoking Philly. Like, it doesn't even look like the same Philly team who was dominant. But, I mean, what's your guy that we interviewed? This the Knicks fan. We might need to bring him back.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this looking good for them. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. This looks insane.
Yep, and this one, I mean, it's a different game. It's been Cat, it's been Anunoby, it's been Bridges, and now that game 1, it was the Jalen Brunson game, over 30 points. He was just flicking and hitting everything. Every one of the starters with a positive plus minus on the game. So they just absolutely kicked the shit out of the 76ers on this one. So
yeah, and it's still third quarter, and Jalen got 29.
no,
Nobi got 18. Yeah, oof.
Yeah, Brunson's over 30. You might be a delay.
Might be a delay. Yeah,
that one's over. That one's good. They're gonna have to pull the thunder on him and just sit the starters for the fourth quarter. Honestly.
No, they can't. I hope Philly don't sit the starter. I got a ticket in. Yeah, I got all my Knicks hit. So all my Knicks hit. I just need Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey to get back in the game.
You're a betting man. And do you bet on the Derby?
No, I didn't. But I seen that she was the lady was the first female trainer to ever train a winner. And I mean, did you see where it came back from?
The very butt crack. The end.
Oh my God. When I tell you that, so being a track fan, that's like literally being down 50 and all you see. I mean, what kind of kick at the end? But that's somebody that knew that their horse was going to hold it for a little bit, but their last kick at the end was official. I seen it. I was excited, though, because I kind of watched the POV from, I guess it was a camera on her.
Right above.
And she kind of knew it. She was like, come on. And I mean, I'm talking about that nose got the win. So, yeah, that was exciting. Now, let's see if he can get the Triple Crown, though.
Yeah, that was either way one insane comeback for the ages. Like literally, the overhead of all the horses, and then you just see this thing. What, second to last horse, and then stride like a goddamn. I mean, not even a gazelle. Like I don't know, a bolt of lightning to the front of the pack was absolutely an insane feat. So,
and what's even crazy because do you know like track? So the track is the further you are outside of the lane, the more you're running. Yeah. So that horse actually probably ran a little bit more than everybody, but imagine if they can get an inside position, they probably would have even had better because they were running more. So to see them run more and still win is exciting. Yeah, I called it though.
Cat's out of the bag on that horse. Now we know, and no one's going to sleep on that horse for the rest of the time. And as long as that thing's healthy, before we got to take it out back in a couple of years.
Yeah, I heard how much it's worth though. So
wait, how much?
$30 million. They said that's a $30 million horse. Now, granted, if they put the money up, I mean, they go. Listen, you win the Kentucky Derby, you making your money back. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
So, but I heard that was a $30 million horse.
That is an expensive stallion. God darn. I mean, hey, it paid off. But all right, for the rest of the sode, let's get into 5 big or bold or just casual predictions for the upcoming NFL season. I figure we can kind of go back and forth on this one. Do you want me to kick it off? You want to kick it off? I want to run it.
You can start because I'm gonna start off hot on the first one.
You're gonna start off hot on the first one. I love that. Sounds right on par. All right. My first prediction of the 2026 NFL season, and I'm already looking forward to Eagles fans who are ultra sensitive about this topic. But I'm telling you, this is going to be Jalen Hurts' last season as a Philadelphia Eagle. And I got a couple reasons I put together as to why. And hear me out. I could be totally wrong. And look, Sean Mannion, I'm a Packers guy, so I'm hoping for nothing but the best for Sean Mannion in his first year as an OC with the Philadelphia Eagles. But look, he becomes Jalen Hurts' 6th offensive coordinator now already since 2020, right? And while I believe in Mannion, he's never called plays at the NFL level. To me, that doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence for those two things I mentioned. Jalen Hurts is 6th coordinator, and it's a guy who's never called plays coming off a season where the offense was abysmal. So it feels like a franchise kind of running out of ideas rather than plugging in someone that they know can deliver results, taking a big, big bet. It feels like, Jalen Hurts was kind of thrown under the bus, maybe a little intentionally for the offensive collapse last season, which I think a lot of people, you can't really dispute it, right? I know he pushed back against playing more under center. And, the thing is, while Hurts doesn't want to play under center, man, I think Sean Mannion's offense is going to require a lot more under center snaps. So I just don't know if I really see this blending. Obviously, we know A.J. Brown. He's expected to be gone. You do bring in Mekhi Lemon, you bring in Dontavian Wicks, but at the same point, like those are two dudes Jalen Hurts is going to be expected to have to build a lot more chemistry with. And I think the problem here is Yeah, Jalen Hurts. I saw a stat. Jalen Hurts super accurate throwing over the middle, except he's one of the quarterbacks who throws the least over the middle in the entire league. And so that's where I worry about Mekhi Lemon and that production and that mesh, at least in this year, is Mekhi Lemon can do a lot for you over the middle. I'll shoot, a lot of guys can, but Jalen Hurts does not make those throws very often. So I'm just not sure how this is all going to look. It feels like there's too many question marks here. And the other side, when it comes to the money side of football, right, this is important. He's got no guaranteed money after 2027. The Eagles owe him a bag this year. I believe 50-something million this year. Drops down to like 20-something in 2027. And it's kind of one of those windows, man, where they can move on without catastrophic dead cap consequences if this season kind of disappoints. And might as well recoup something while you still can. So they're not working on a new contract by all accounts. So it doesn't seem like the two sides are kind of on the same page. It doesn't seem like they're in any rush to be extending Jalen Hurts, because I think the Eagles see it as much as everyone else sees it, is we can win a lot of football games even when Jalen Hurts is not producing for us. How often did we see it last season? Eagles winning a lot of games last year, not because of Jalen Hurts, but with Jalen Hurts on that team. So, and I know he's led them to the Super Bowl. I know they've been there. I know he gets a lot of praise. Great dude. Good for the locker room, whatever. But we're kind of at that point now, man. Are we going to want to pay this guy, when we haven't seen this offense really work to the fullest extent and a full season level for feels like a while now. So that's my first one. This is Jalen Hurts' last year in Philly. What do you think about that?
So I want to rebuttal because I got the opposite. I think they return to the NFC Championship game this year.
Oh, okay.
One thing that I do know about like locker rooms, and you know about locker rooms too, when you have a cancer in there and you can get rid of it, everybody else can kind of just breathe better, feel better. It's not the tension in the room. I think if they get rid of A.J. Brown, they will return to the NFC Championship game because let's be clear, the talent is there, still on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts, once again, you brought it up. He's playing for another contract. He's playing for another contract right now. And listen, if he does not have an elite year this year, he might end up being a backup somewhere in 2027. But listen, that's why I'm bullish on him having an elite year because I remember when he signed his $200 million, what he did. So I'm bullish on getting rid of A.J. Brown. And as a quarterback, I can just start reading the defenses and going to my keys and not having to force somebody or just not even hearing somebody bitching the whole time. So I'm going, and granted, I'm a stand on. I don't think Jalen Hurts is top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he's top 15. Now, let me take it there. But I do think he's a winner. I think he has super intangibles that's going to help Philly win this year. I think they're going to get back to running the ball. Hopefully, if Lane Johnson is healthy too, they'll get back to running Saquon. But I think they'll return to the NFC Championship game this year.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I see the points. I'm just not sold with all the question marks that there have been. And it seems like all the almost desperation moves they're making, like the Vic Fangio. What didn't they Vic, didn't they pull Vic Fangio out of retirement now? Yeah, defensive coordinator for the Eagles. So they pull him out of retirement. You lost your offensive line coach, the best offensive line coach in football. So now you got a new guy leading your offensive line. So we'll see how that goes. I know there's talent. There's a lot of question marks around the coaching staff for the first part, which doesn't instill a lot of, I mean, again, and it's not, I feel bad for Jalen Hurts. The fact that he's done this well with all the coaching changes as his OC constantly, like most dudes already be out of the league by now. So, I mean, that's a props to him and just his talent to be able to kind of power through and battle through. But I'm just not sold on where the Eagles are at and where he's at. And again, it doesn't seem like they're committing to him at this point. And they're like, all right, go out and earn this contract then. I mean, let's see it. I mean, I think they see a lot what everyone else sees. It's like, we still need to be sold on Jalen Hurts. And I think that's the problem is like, there's still a lot of Jalen Hurts that kind of everybody inside and outside the building still needs to be sold on, regardless of the success they've had, because you can attribute it to like a lot of really good things happen for the Eagles when they're at their peak. Where if you take Jalen Hurts away and you put in a game manager or something like that, or just shoot even a more accurate, a little bit better passer, they're probably at the same spot.
And just knowing Philly will get rid of your ass. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, got rid of him. They drafted Redhead and gave him all the money, got rid of him. Yep, got rid of him. So, I mean, listen, Philly known if you don't get it done in your time, they're going to get rid of you. But I got faith in Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts. I'm going to tell you, like I said, I'm not knocking him. He's in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He's won Super Bowls. I just like what he represents as a black quarterback. Stay out of trouble, stay out of the way. So I like him. I just think he's a little short, a little talent. So I do want to see him return back better this year.
Yeah, incredible goatee, by the way. One of the few that can pull it off. So, like, I mean, incredible.
And flawless jewelry, too. His jewelry, man, is fucking flawless at those shows. So, yeah.
I know, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, again, I think for me, the ultimate decider for me ended up being where the contract is at right now, and what they could do by moving off of him after this season, what it means for the dead cap money. The Eagles could very easily afford. I mean, again, think about it. What's next year? It's what's supposed to be the generational quarterback class. So if I'm the Eagles, I know I could probably still get a pretty good bag off of Jalen Hurts here and put me in a spot to go get potentially the next guy for the next 10 to 15 years, because we kind of know what this whole show is with Jalen Hurts at this point. So again, I think the way the contract fits into this situation is what kind of pushed me over the edge as like, I think the Eagles are going to see that quarterback class, unless it happens to how you said. It goes incredible. He has the best season of his career, then boom, sure, bring him back. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's too many unknowns and too many variables in play, and I think the Eagles are kind of getting itchy. I think Eagles fans are seeing it too and kind of coming to terms with it. So was that actually was your rebuttal one of your bold predictions for the season?
Yeah, they were going to get back to the NFC Championship game. So that was the one. Yeah.
Okay, so we're 1-on-1 on our on these ones. I wish Joey was here today because this would make it feel good.
Yeah.
This next one's gonna boil my blood as I'm saying this. But another one of my predictions is that, and this one doesn't even feel that bold to say he's on the trajectory, but I'm thinking Caleb Williams makes the year 3 leap, and he's not gonna win the MVP, but I think he enters the MVP conversation. By enter, I mean I'm saying like there's gonna be, towards the end of the season, he's going to be like a top 7 kind of MVP candidate. I think Jordan Love finishes higher than him on the MVP. Let me just make that very clear. I'm not going to get into it. But, I mean, look, hey, it's not a 4,000-yard passer. I think this is the year the Bears finally get maybe that's the better prediction. This is the year that the Bears finally get a 4,000-yard passer. It's going to be Caleb Williams. He finished with 3,900 last year, just missed it, but it broke the franchise record. Obviously, with Ben Johnson in, the culture has changed. Things just like it's a whole different aura in Chicago right now. They were 11-6. They get their NFC North title. They rekindled the rivalry with Green Bay after Green Bay just put that ass kicking on them for the last 20 years. I mean, all the fourth quarter comebacks last year. I think there's definitely going to be a layer of regression, right? I don't think this is an 11-win team this next year when you consider just how lucky they got last year. It's just one of those things. Every time we've seen the team who's the luckiest team in football, every year, the next year there's regression. And now they have a first place schedule. It's going to get tougher for them. But the year 3 quarterback leap is, again, I mean, we've seen this documented throughout history, especially recently. You got Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I mean, Caleb Williams is as talented as any of those guys. He might have the better arm than a couple of them, honestly, in terms of arm talent. And, I think the underlying metrics have just continuously improved. And especially down the stretch, man, his best football came in those last few weeks, last like 6-7 weeks of the season. So we kind of started to see it. I mean, I know the accuracy has to pick up, and Bears fans can say all the cope they want about his accuracy, but his accuracy was absolutely miserable by every single account that you can put it. It's got to get better there. He still makes some boneheaded throws, but I think year 2 of that partnership with Ben Johnson, they're going to work through some of the kinks. I think Rome Odunze has a bounce-back year. Luther Bird is obviously a freak weapon. Colson Loveland, Cole Kmet, he's got all the talent around him. They got that structure. I think, again, when you look to the Lions in year 2 with Ben Johnson, that's when we kind of saw him like double in like their play action rate. do a lot different things when Ben Johnson's more comfortable with what's around him. So I think you're going to see some new stuff and some things that Chicago's going to go lean all the way in on. That was their strength. So I'm kind of in that if he just improves that accuracy, man, because it was pretty atrocious. I think he's going to finish with the 4,000 yards, and I think he's entering the MVP conversation this year. And I hate to say that.
So, will he throw for the 4,000? Because I'm gonna bring that up. Yes. Will he fix the accuracy? No. All right. And if you go back in history, you can tell sometimes Josh Allen was a guy who improved when he got to the NFL as far as his accuracy. But I also think it was that Josh Allen was coming from a small town school, wasn't getting quarterback coaching and this, that, and the third. You got to think Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley, supposed to be this quarterback whisperer. All his guys before him are accurate. Just every quarterback that Lincoln Riley's had. So I don't even think it's a coaching thing with Ben Johnson. I just really think when you don't have accuracy, and granted, Caleb Williams is a talented thrower of the football. I think he can make a lot of great passes that a lot of people can't make. I just watched too many games where I'm talking about layups where he just, high, low, just nowhere near him. And I'm like, he may be too talented to be doing that. And it's starting to make me think that that's just something he doesn't have in his game. And he gets exposed with it if people can stop all the downfield things. And like I said, I'm with you. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. Like, they had too much Merlin magic last year. And I'm like you, that's not going to happen again this year. So I do think he will throw for 4,000 yards. I don't think he'll have an MVP season.
Would you take Kyler Murray to finish higher on MVP voting than Caleb Williams?
I'll take Kyler Murray to have better numbers as far as touchdown and interception ratio and quarterback rate. I just don't think that. Yes, I'm gonna say it right now. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think Kyler Murray will have a better season than. And I'm telling you though, Austin, like I know, once the NFL get on to you, it's and granted, I think Ben Johnson did it for a long time in Detroit. I think he had a good season last year, but I think the DJ Moore being gone, because like you said, Roma Doomsday got to either shit or get off the pot, barbecue or mildew. I think Caleb's season's going to be dependent on him, because we all been big on Burton. Like we said last year at the end of the year, he looks elite. But in the NFL, you need more than one. I just don't see him returning better than he did this year, because I seen him at Coachella. That's what I'm telling you. He's not concentrating on. He's a superstar now. I was looking at him at Coachella trying to get with Kylie Jenner. You know what them fucking Jenners do.
It's a problem.
It's video out here. He was in the VIP section just staring her down, trying to get her to come over. So that's throwing the juju off on him anyway, because that family do something to you. So
that's a good point. That's a astute observation.
Sorry, Joey. Y'all not going to make the playoffs next year. I'm sorry. I apologize. In your absence, I would have rather said it to you while you was here, but I just think you're going to be one team that don't make it this year.
I mean, it's going to be very difficult for them to make it. I don't remember all the stats, but Warren Sharp posted something about the Bears' schedule and who they're facing and what it looks like comparatively last year. Just like, man, if I'm a Chicago Bears fan, I'm like clinging on the hope that everyone progresses in the right direction, because we kind of need it. And again, I agree with some of the points you're making. I just think Ben Johnson is way too smart, and he sees what we see. He's got the behind the scenes view into all of it too. And he's too genius to not lean into what's going to get Caleb Williams right. Now that they got a year together and they kind of been able to play this out, I think it was just Caleb like trying to be too fancy, doing way too much. I think there's going to be a level of Ben Johnson reeling him in and kind of fixing it. Yeah, he floated some for sure. He floated some. He did some boneheaded throws that I remember even Jordan Love in the early days, like, stop trying to force that. I mean, Jordan Love still does it once a game, the interception where he just like forces the dumbest pass you've ever seen, but through the rest of the game, he's crystal clear, pure. So I think there's that level of it too with Caleb Williams that I think Ben Johnson is going to have to reel this in with him a little bit.
But
And
you heard Jay-Z say you are who you are before you got here. You've never seen a year Caleb Williams have not been just doing too much. I mean, since
that's
college,
true.
since high school, he's been doing too much from day one. So I just don't think Ben Johnson's going to be able to wheel that in. That's just in him. I do think that's his greatness, just doing too much. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We'll see. I mean, and then your point with the accuracy, like I agree. Like Anthony Richardson, like he was notoriously inaccurate. Jalen Milroe, notoriously inaccurate. Like these are the dudes that you if you come into the league notoriously inaccurate, you're probably gonna not get that right over your career. You're probably gonna be a career backup. Whereas Caleb Williams is like he's not notoriously inaccurate. Where I think there's like it's been bad. Like the amount of games he had under 60% completion percentage is like backup worthy stuff. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the miracle throws and the just incredible seeds he's able to dart in there, that they're like, oh my God, that is special arm talent. He'd be on a bench with some of these things that he's doing. And I know there's a lot of the throwaways and all this, yada, yada, but I just don't think he's by nature a really inaccurate quarterback. I think I agree with you. By nature, he's a try to do too much quarterback. And I guess my only real concern, he's kind of a mental midget. He always has been. You can get him frustrated. I know he's kind of gritty. He kind of will stick in there, but like I ain't sold on his mental yet.
Got that Brett Favre. I think he got that Brett Favre in him. I'm telling you, he remind me of Brett Favre. Just probably, yeah, Brett Favre because
way
Brett
more
Favre,
athletic.
Yeah, but Brett Favre should have won more Super Bowls because he was great, but he's going to make some great passes, and then he's going to be like, what was that, bro?
Yeah, dude.
What was that?
That's fair. What did you have a second one that you want to get into?
Listen, I said it last year. I'm going to say it this year. Now, Bijan Robinson will win the MVP next year. Because I also think Atlanta will be in the playoffs this year. I'm also going to make that prediction. Atlanta will be one of the teams who missed the playoffs that will make it, but it won't be on the backs of their quarterback. It will be on the back of Bijan Robinson will have a career touches this year. He'll have 50 receptions, 200 rushing touches, and he'll have damn near 3,000 yards total and maybe 20-something touchdowns. I think Bijan Robinson will win the MVP this year if they can just – and this is contingent on getting him the football.
I mean, there's no Tyler Algier. I mean, this is one of mine too. Like, without a doubt, I was going to say, I think Bijan Robinson becomes the first non-quarterback since Adrian Peterson in 2012 to take home the MVP award. And I'm sick and tired of these quarterbacks who aren't the best players in football, winning this award, right? I mean, last year he had the 2,300 scrimmage yards, which was like a whole game's more than the next guy close to him, which was McCaffrey. It was the most scrimmage yards by any player in the last 6 years. He led the league in forced missed tackles, the only one with over 100 forced missed tackles, actually. And, and that's with Tyler Algier eating up a bunch of his carries and taking away a bunch of his goal line work. So like you said, Algier's out of the building now. They're not going to have many choices but to just force feed this man football. He's going to get the Todd Gurley treatment where I hope your legs are ready because you're going to need to ice those things. You're not going to be able to feel them. We're running them into the dirt, sir. And so, he's right up there at this point of his career with like LT and Eric Dickerson for most scrimmage yards at this point. Both those guys won MVPs. So, and I think the big thing here with Stefanski, say what you will about Kevin Stefanski. His Cleveland Browns running backs were always leading the leagues in yards after contact. And granted, there's a lot of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in his primes, like doing that stuff, but like the system played a big role in it. And so I think Stefanski is going to be a great coach to utilize, I almost said Todd Gurley again, but Bijan Robinson, and just get him the ball. And there's no one taking carries away from him this year. And if he can I think last year he accounted for about 40% of the Falcons' offensive yards. Shoot. That number might be closer to like 55, 60 this year.
3,000 this year. And that's another reason I think Kevin Stefanski, like you said, is perfect. He's gonna run the football. He's going to highlight his running back because he's going to also get in that locker room and be like, man, my quarterback fucking sucks.
No. Come on. I think we're gonna have to keep talking about Penix as the season goes on because you hate this guy.
Austin, you've watched games. I've watched games with my eyes where I'm like, Caleb Williams inaccuracy. So he looked good in college because he had 3 receivers that are NFL guys.
Some dogs. He has some dogs.
He had Kalen DeBoer, who's this offensive guy. He looked way better than what he is. I watched games with my own eyes. He fucking sucks. He throws soft. He's not accurate. He fucking sucks. So I think Kevin Stefanski is going to be like, man, we got to bring Shador over here because this guy stinks. But I think he's going to lean. I'm telling you, he's going to lean on Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan is one of the best running backs I've seen in the NFL in a long time that can do it all. I mean, he's dynamic. He's a game breaker. He's big because he's not a small guy either. Big guy. I mean, so I think Kevin Stefanski is really going to highlight him. And like I said, 3,000.
Mr. 3,000. Bernie Mac. Mr. Bernie Mac out here. Mr. 3,000. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, because Christian McCaffrey had that insane season a couple years ago. Or, well, shoot, it was last year, actually, where Christian had, 17 tugs. 2,100 yards, and he didn't even finish top 3 in voting. So, I mean, the awards become an institutional quarterback award. It's stupid. Just make it a damn award for the quarterbacks. But, yeah, with no Algier, with what Stefanski has proven he does with running backs in his system, and again, even if Penix does struggle a little bit, Bijan is a gobbler in the pass game. Pause. But I think it's going to help Penix with some checkdowns, get him comfortable, get some rhythm throws, some timing throws to help him get situated. It's only going to help pad Bijan's stat. Like, I'd be shocked if he finished with under 60 catches this year, and crap ton of yards.
I never understood why the NFL didn't do that like college does it. So they give the Heisman out, but then they'll still give the best quarterback in college and running back. Like, I don't understand why the NFL don't do that because, like you're saying, at this point, I mean, just call the MV quarterback. Like,
absolutely.
It ain't the best player. It's just the best quarterback. So, yeah, I'm with you. That's kind of getting old, and I want to kind of see somebody other than the quarterback win.
That's where I'm at. Those are the better days when we got LT and Sean Alexander competing for MVP type of stuff. Those are the better days, man. Yeah. All right. Next one for me, though. I know you got the Eagles going to the championship. I'm going to say the New York Giants are making the playoffs in year 1 under John Harbaugh. This one feels like a little bit more like I'm a little uncomfortable saying it. I'm not like I haven't sold myself on it.
You should be.
But look, I like what they've done. I like what they did in the draft. You said their draft was one of your favorite drafts. I totally agree. I thought they had a solid draft. I'm a little bit unsure about the whole Harbaugh thing and how it's going to work. I do think he's still a really good coach. He's got good pedigree. It's been a while since he's won. Right. And I'm not going to say he's going to be Mike Vrabel or Ben Johnson or Liam Cohen who come in right away and make this massive impact. I just don't see that as the case. But I mean, I'm more sold on what's around him. I like Jackson Dart. I think you can do a lot with him. And I think it's worth leaning into the Jackson Dart thing because last year he had 24 total touchdowns and, he had 15 touchdowns, only 5 picks without Malik Neighbors, without Cam Scatterbo. And, I think the thing with the Giants is they lost a lot of football games, but they showed and they're kind of where they stood up in metrics and stats. They were more of a pretty average team, like a 500 team than a 4-13 team. So I think there's a lot more there. What they did without their best guys on the field. I think Jackson Dart with Malik Neighbors back, with your guy Malachi Fields, Cam Scatterbo coming back. You draft Maui Oga, the lineman, to kind of solidify what's becoming a much better offensive line by the day. You go get your guy Isaiah Likely to come be another good pass catcher in that offense. So I think Jackson Dart has more than enough around him to be really successful. And they've set up that offense to be in a very good spot. And of course, you go get Arvell Reese to go with. I still think they're kind of shopping Kayvon Thibodeau around, but you go get Arvell Reese with Brian Burns, with what's the rookie from last year? I'm blanking on his name now. The Alabama edge rusher.
Alabama. I thought they had a Dube Carter.
Abdul Carter, my bad. I'm
Yes,
thinking of I'm thinking of the Texans dude now. I'm getting all my shit confused. Will Anderson. But again, I think they finished last year 5th in rushing yards, right? And that's without Cam Scatterbu. That's with Tyler, with Tracy missing a bunch of time. That's with Dart missing time. That's with them kind of taking Dart's game away from him to kind of keep him safe because he started getting all banged up. So, and again, that was different coaching, but again, I think they made the offensive line upgrades. I think they solidified the pass catchers. I think they shored up the defense a little bit through the draft and what they got around there. That year 2 for Dart, I think you're gonna see him improve and get a little bit better, a little bit more mature. You're gonna see Malik come back and be just the absolute dog that he is. And I think John Harbaugh, I remember when he was coming in, like he said he had his guys, his scouts, like evaluate the ever living crap out of the teams that he was considering. And his guys came back and be like, the Giants is the best place for you to be at. That what they got right now on roster, this is the place where you want to go. Harbaugh bought in. He fully believes in it. And, I think, you got a coach who believes in what you're building there and what you got there already is only going to help the players get bought in, want to play for him, and just kind of go out there and all be better. So I'm thinking Giants making the playoffs this year. I'll say it as a wild card team to just kind of sure my bets up.
So it sounds good on paper, but we know sophomore slumps exist.
Sure.
Listen, I love Jackson's Dart. I love his swag. I love his thing he does. But that is going to be the main reason that this guy does not last a full season because he does not know how to protect his body. He thinks he's bigger than what he is. He thinks he's way more better. Listen, you can run in college. You can do all the ins and outs. You don't have to get down. You can take on defensive backs and take on safeties and take on line. This is the NFL. And I think that part of his game doesn't change because I think that's the part of his game that makes him him. So I think this year he actually going to take a far step back because he's just going to be injured so much because his game is just too reckless. I just don't see it. And who else do they go to in the backup? And that's my thing. He may play 8 games. He's going to miss half the season just because his body's going to be on the line. And I think they did do well in the draft. I like John. I thought John kind of overstayed his welcome in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Is the Giants going to be okay with how he coached? Because you heard week 15, week 16, one-on-ones, full pads. Those young guys, these prima donna guys now, the Malik Neighbors, all these new young football players are not old school football. They don't give a fuck about practicing in full pads. They don't want to hit all year. They not with that shit. So will his old school philosophies mesh with the Giants? Maybe. I just don't think Jackson Dart lasts the season. He's just a reckless player. I think he takes the sophomore slump. And it's kind of like our last topic. We seen CJ Stroud light it up his rookie year, and then we haven't seen it since. I think Jackson Dart is that guy. They clearly going to be the 3rd best team because they're not going to be better than Philly. They're not going to be better than Dallas. I really, God damn.
I think they can finish above 500.
I can't say it, but I think Dallas is going to be the team to beat in the East next year.
Sure.
I think Philly's going to be good. So I just think Giants. I think Washington is trash. I don't think they're going to be good. But
Jaden Daniels resurgence here though.
They don't have no talent in Washington, man. I just don't see. I don't see the talent there. So I do think the Giants finished 3rd, but they lose to Dallas both times. No, they lose to Dallas both times. Eagles. I just think they're the 3rd best team in the East. I don't see them making a playoff. Not in the first year. John Harbaugh's going to build. Not in the first year, though.
I think they sneak in as a wild card. Well, and again, to your point, and this is, I think, where I'm feeling a little okay about it because, yes, Dart last year was super reckless. It got him hurt, banged up. They kind of had to pivot how they ran the offense. It got better and more efficient, actually, when he kind of turned it down. But, again, we're talking about John Harbaugh. he was just with Lamar Jackson. There's not been a better running quarterback in the NFL for a long time than Lamar Jackson. And there's going to be a lot that John Harbaugh learned working with Lamar Jackson and what worked for him and what kept him healthy, what kept him on the field. Up until most recently, that he's going to be able to pass on to Jackson Dart and teach him in year 2 and help him mature a little bit. And I think the thing about Harbaugh is, you tell me if I'm wrong, but he always kind of let Lamar be Lamar and he didn't try to change Lamar's game and take it away from him. He instead, let's lean to your strengths, let's refine your strengths, and let's build the offense around that. And so for a young guy like Dart, where there is a high ceiling with him as a quarterback, he's a really good player. He's very athletic. I think John Harbaugh knows how to lean into a quarterback's strengths and not try to make him something he's not. And I think the whole offense is just going to be better for that. And again, Harbaugh really bought in. Like, the Giants didn't try to, I think it was more Harbaugh went and picked the Giants because he really liked what he saw in Dart, and he saw shades of Lamar's skill set, of what they can kind of do, both kind of do as quarterbacks, and he wanted to be with him. And so I think it's going to end up being a good pairing. Now, I'm also with you that John Harbaugh, down the stretch there, some of the decisions, taking Derrick Henry out for the full fourth quarter, shit the bed royally. He's been wildly unsuccessful in the playoffs for the longest time now. So like you said, overstay is welcome. But I think this team can sneak into the wild card. I think they can sweep the Commanders this year. And I think they can pull at least one game out of the Eagles and Cowboys. Maybe at least the Eagles. Cowboys might be a little tougher. That's a loaded team, but we all know the Cowboys and what they're going to do and what's going to end up.
Dak's going to be Dak. I think their defense is going to just be better this year. And like I said, I think John will build. But like I said, I've been around for 2 years with just questionable, just game time decisions and stuff, and I'm like, And will Scatterboo return? That was a terrible injury last year. I was watching that game where his fucking whole foot was just a whole nother way. Will he even return? Right. So that's another question.
True.
So
we'll fair.
See. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I doubt it.
Well, you brought up
NFC is going to be tough next year.
NFC is going to be tough. The AFC South is going to be an absolute barn burner division. My last one was about CJ Stroud. Did you have a different one or anything else from your top five?
But I think CJ Stroud's done.
You think he's done? Okay, we're going in different directions.
He'll be out of Houston in a year. He's done. He cannot get it back. He got the rickets. What they say, the rickets or whatever they say when you can't get it back. He's done. He's shown everybody. Everybody thought, it's gonna come back. He fucking stinks, man. And it's the curse of the Ohio State quarterbacks. Once again, it's like your guy up in Washington. They have all these NFL receivers around them, and they just look so much better than they really are. And they get to the league, then the league just gobbles them up. So CJ Stroud won't even be a Texan after next year. You talking about Jalen Hurts? CJ Stroud will not even be a Texan after next year, because I'm telling you, he's gonna lose. They have a Super Bowl defense right now. They have a defense that literally won them most of the games last year. They almost won them a playoff game.
So you think he'll be okay? Well, he has to be a Texan after next year. In 2027 they picked up his 5th year, so he's got. They have to. It's a fully guaranteed $26 million.
We've seen a bunch of those guys get Russell Wilson. They moved him.
He's gonna have to suck royally to. I can see your point. You think he could be out after the 2027 season, which is which should be his 5th year.
He sucked ass last year, Austin.
He did.
He's gonna suck even more ass this year. He's gonna get worse this year.
And again, I think yes. I've always been I'll hand up. I'm always the first to be like, I don't trust Ohio State quarterback any more than I trust an Alabama quarterback in the NFL. I will never trust either of them because every single one continuously just underperforms in the NFL, right? We all know Stroud's rookie season was incredible, but then it's just been regress even worse. And obviously last year he got hurt. That cost him about 5 games. And I think the big problem here there's two big problems with CJ Stroud, and it's not CJ Stroud related. It's the offensive line has been terrible and a revolving door. And the OC, Nick Caley, in his year first, I mean, the OC situation has not been good. It's not been helpful. So last year, depending on how you ask, the Texans' offensive line ranked, anywhere from the 27th best or 27th worst to the literally the worst offensive line in football, depending on who you ask. Like, he was sacked and pressured at one of the highest rates in the league. There's not many quarterbacks who could have that and be super successful. Shoot, you put Mahomes under the pressure that Stroud was under, I'm sure even Mahomes in his best form is not delivering, because every quarterback's numbers get exponentially worse under pressure. And so when most of your games are just living under pressure, it's going to be really damn hard for anyone to be successful. And so while I'm a little bit higher on this, and I think my take is that CJ Stroud kind of returns to his rookie form here, is because they really went all in on addressing offensive line. They brought in Braden Smith, Wyatt Teller were really big additions, proven veterans who have protected elite quarterbacks. They've been very good themselves. They used Pick Tennessee on Kalen Rutledge to come in, a plug-and-play interior offensive line guy. So they've really built up the infrastructure of that offensive line. And now he's going into year 2 with Nick Caley as his OC. And I think Nick Caley, rightfully so, was widely criticized. It all looked kind of disjointed last year. The situational play calling was buns. He deserved it, the relationship. It looked like him and Stroud were trying to play two different games at time. There was never really the rhythm. And I think that they both know seats getting warm. And I think that's going to force them this offseason to really come together, just grow that partnership and figure out what we got to do here. Because Caley knows the pressure's on him. As loud as the pressure is that's on Stroud now. They're not idiots. They're not immune. And so I think they're going to figure it out this offseason and what they need to do to kind of fix the chemistry. And on top of it, man, the pass catchers are awesome, right? Obviously, Nico Collins, he's a Pro Bowl guy. Jaden Higgins started to really flash as the year went on. Another big dude, big wide receiver. They got Jalen Noel, who's kind of the do-it-all, explosive, versatile cat. I mean, Tate Dell's going to come back eventually. So, I mean, and I still like Dalton Schultz. They got Foster Moreau. Like, they got enough pass catchers.
You like Dalton Schultz
as a simple check bounce.
Mr. I catch it and get tackled as soon as I fucking catch the football.
Hey,
look, Austin. Dog, I'm gonna tell
reliable
you
7 yards.
You didn't compare one too many quarterbacks to the greats. Now, first you said Jackson Dart got Lamar Jackson, and I let you get away with it. I let you slide.
Those are Harbaugh's words.
But then, yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck he's looking at. Then you say if Patrick Mahomes just a year ago had one of the worst lines in the NFL and made it to the Super Bowl. Now, yes, he got exposed when he got there because the line was trash. But to say Patrick couldn't do it without a line when he took a team on his shoulders and said, just my line's crazy. I'm no Tyreek Hill. No real receivers. I'm gonna take this old ass Travis. Come on, you got to stop this. You got to stop this comparing because Patrick Mahomes is top 5 greatest of all time, and he's done it without lines. CJ Stroud won't do it because he's not even great. But to say Patrick can't do it, and great quarterbacks should do it. I mean, and that's my only thing. I think that's what's gonna take you from mid tier to, because whether Josh Allen has the pass catchers or the talent around him, he carries his team.
True.
I mean, you go on to the next quarterbacks. I mean, Jordan Love. I mean, you gotta honestly say his talent is carrying his teams because you got guys that drop the ball, got butter on their hands all the time, receivers getting hurt. Y'all are still in and out of the playoffs every year because of his talent. CJ Stroud is digressed so bad that it looked bad last year, and I just don't see that getting better. So and like I said, it's gonna be great quarterback draft, but there's gonna be more teams who need quarterbacks who won't be able to draft a good one that might do some things and think they can revive that guy, but I think it's over for him.
Yeah, they're good points, and I don't want to sound like I wasn't trying to compare him to Mahomes by any stretch. Everything you said is
You
true.
said Mahomes couldn't do it. He
I
done it.
said no. I said any quarterback getting pressured at a league higher rate, your stats naturally suffer. Every quarterback under pressure performs worse, and so when you are the quarterback who is under the pressure the most, naturally, by law of how it just works with every quarterback under pressure, it's just going to affect your game even more and more and more and more and more. I'm saying Mahomes would definitely outperform Stroud, no doubt about it, at the same pressure rate. But I'm saying if Mahomes had the pressure rate that Stroud faced, his stats would also be significantly impacted because that's just how it is. Anytime you're under pressure that much, any quarterback stats dip off when you're under pressure. No one's stats gets better when you're under pressure.
But just make a couple of good plays in the game that can change the direction of the game. That's what Caleb Williams did last year. That's what Patrick Mahomes does. That's what Lamar. You got to make a couple plays, even when everything breaks down. The great guys gonna make a couple good plays, especially when you got a fucking Super Bowl defense that you can kind of take some chances. Just let it go, not sit, not wait. Just you got a Super Bowl defense. You can make some mistakes. I think he played even scared last year because, and I know I played quarterback, so I understand with the pressure. But I'm gonna tell you, I told you I've had one of the worst games ever. 3 interceptions, negative yards. Man, I was still slinging that motherfucker like we would. Like I'm telling you, I was living for the play. So I mean, I just don't see it, Austin, man. I don't see it. So I think he's gonna be even worse next year. And D'Amico Ryan's just gonna have a flashback when he played in the league. I'm telling you, he's gonna tackle the motherfucker in the locker room, and it's over for him. It's over. For him.
That's where I give D'Amico Ryans at least a little credit for not up and firing Nick Caley this offseason because he had every right to do so. Nick Caley's inexperience showed through on a weekly basis last year. And I think that was huge. And instead of firing him and giving CJ Stroud his third coordinator in 3 years, which, that's terrible. That's the Jalen Hurts treatment. He decided, let's stick with him. Let's figure this out because they also went into last season thinking Joe Mixon was going to be the running back. And then they had to pivot, and then they had absolutely zero running game. Their rushing attack was abysmal. So what was every team doing? Passing back and forcing CJ Stroud to have to beat you. And yes, and I agree. I mean, ever since the Tank Dell injury especially, CJ Stroud's deep ball accuracy has kind of constantly declined. His decision-making is a bit questionable for sure. But again, I just think it's the offensive system with Caley and Stroud just hasn't been a good marriage yet. And I think both of them know that, we got to make this work now or both of our jobs are big time on the line and with the weapons around and how they've rebuilt the offensive line, it's more that I can't see next season going the same way it did this last season. It would be so hard to get worse. It's got to get better. And I think Stroud will kind of find his foot in a little bit more. I'm not saying he's going to play at an all-pro level or an elite level. I just think he's going to start returning to, all right, CJ Stroud is not actually that bad. Maybe last year really was a conundrum of madness that caused everyone to not perform to the highest level, really.
He better because, I'm a Houston Rockets fan, so I got folks in Houston. They hate him.
Yeah, I can't blame him. He's
not going to be able to – if he has a year like he had this year, he's not going to be able to go outside because they fucking hate him. I'm telling you, I got folk in Houston – they hate him in Houston because they thought last year was the chance if he just would have played better that they would have had a sniff at a Super Bowl. But
really, yeah, he shit the bed in the playoffs.
Yeah, so
well, yeah. I mean, I just think it can't get any worse. It really can't.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't think it could get worse, man. And if it does, then Nick Caley is going to be the first. He's fired halfway through the year. Then
I know you've been a Green Bay fan, so you've been having just like a consistent. Y'all only gonna get so bad. I'm a Dallas fan. When people say it can't get worse, it fucking gets worse. That's why No, you're right. I was a Dallas fan.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm a Baltimore fan because people used to tell me that it can't get any worse, and it fucking got like I spent 30-something years of getting worse. All right, no, they can't get worse. It gets. Trust me, Austin, it can get worse. You're lucky. Lucky. You have a stable organization who's just in their worst years. making the playoffs, have talent. Like it gets worse. Just trust me, it gets worse.
All right, we will see. Did you have any others that you want to throw out here for a prediction for next season?
I think Seattle returns too. I think they
the
win.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they win too.
Okay, I can see that one. I mean, I know last episode you weren't as sold on like we got to wait and see on the OC and how that plays out.
I'm sold on Mike McDonald, man. I'm mad we didn't get him. Listen, I'm hearing great things out of Baltimore though, but I'm gonna keep everything under wraps because I don't want to get too excited, brother. But I'm telling you, I heard Lamar is in a different leadership role this year. Like he's really taking the bull by the horns. But I'm not going to say nothing about the Ravens until the season starts. because I don't want to get too hype and then my fucking bubble get burst. But I'm telling you, I'm hearing good things about what Lamar and the coaching staff. And I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, I'm right up the street now, Austin. So I'm not even going to make an AFC prediction.
Okay. I mean, I love the Jesse Minter hire. I'm all in on that one. My only other, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say my only other, because now you got me thinking about the NFC West and how incredible that division is. My only other prediction is I think the NFC West will repeat as the best division in football in terms of wins and, divisional win-loss percentage. But I think the AFC South will have the second most wins as a division between the Jaguars, the Texans, Colts, Titans. I think you watch out for the AFC South. It's going to all of a sudden be one of the most competitive bloodbath of divisions in the NFL. I think it's going to be a really good watch. I think that's going to be a very good division in football. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to double. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to at least finish 500 this year. Texans are probably only going to lose a couple games with that defense. We know the Jaguars can win 11, 12 games. And the Colts with a healthy Danny Dimes, if he returns to that form, I mean, shoot, that looked like how many weeks? 10 weeks, 9 weeks? That was the best team in football. We thought Danny Dimes was winning the MVP. So my last one was going to be watch out for the AFC South as the second most winningest division in football this year.
And fuck it, while I'm here, if Caleb Downs is who everybody say it is,
don't say it.
I'm not going to say it. So I'm not going to say it. But if Caleb Downs is who everybody say he is,
don't say it. You're going to have a Cowboy. You're going to have a Caleb Downs jersey on by week 7. Thank it.
I may do it just because I like the kid. I've been talking about him since early in the season. He's a dynamic player. Overshawn comes back as a linebacker. He's getting healthy next year. I thought they did a lot. Quinnen Williams and them guys, Kenny Clark. Listen now, they're going to be a sleeper team. The offense is going to be the offense. I'm telling you that. I think Dak with that receiving core. I'm not going to say it, but the drought may be over. Wayne drought over. It may.
And you mean they're going to win one playoff? They're going to win one playoff game this time. That'll be it. We're going to cap it there because I don't even want to hear what you're about. I don't even want to hear it.
I'm not going to say it. Just hold it for a couple more weeks. I got to see how OTAs and everything start looking.
Shoot, well, if we're being real bold to end the episode, then I'm saying Jordan Love is finishing top 3 in MVP. Boom.
Well, I can agree with that.
Oh, hell yes, you can.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I know he's super talented. I've been telling you. I agree with you. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. I think it's another year where Christian Watson can stay healthy. I see it. I
mean, the Packers finally consolidated. They're finally consolidating targets to the top of the depth chart. They committed to 3 dudes with Watson, Reed, and Golden. Tucker Kraft's going to come back. Zach Tom's going to come back healthy to play right tackle. They're kind of finally figuring out what the old line's going to look like. Jordan Love, I mean, he's got special arm talent. Every level of the field, off the back foot, off platform, cross body, one of the most wicked arm talents in the sport today. And he just keeps getting better year by year by year. Last year was the year we needed to see it. We saw it. And I just don't see it going backwards this year. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Packers, and he's proved time after time. And we saw in the Bears game that they lost. It wasn't because of Jordan Love. He damn near had 5 touchdown passes, and it was the other things that failed around him. So when the lights got bright, Jordan Love was really good. We know when it's Toyota-thon season, he is the electric factory of the NFL. Like, there is no one better. So, and he finished, I think he finished still not top 5 because he got hurt down the stretch and missed time, but he plays a whole season this year, man. There's no way, based off his EPA per dropback, his accuracy, his touchdown to interception ratio, his yards. I mean, there's no stat or chart that would make you think otherwise that Jordan Love would not finish as a top 3 MVP candidate in a full season. It's just one of those things.
And unlike CJ Stroud, he's going this way. He's trending this way. So I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. I've always liked Jordan Love. Once I seen him play, I was like, oh, that kid got squabbles. I mean, he beat the shit out of us a few years ago, and I was like, oh shit. So
it was very obvious he learned under a certain quarterback, a certain number 12. Very obvious. Yeah, feet are off the ground when you make throws. All right. Until next time, that's another episode of Chalk Talk Social. We will see y'all on Friday for another one.